You're in the shower having a full conversation with yourself, arguing both sides, giving yourself a pep talk, rehearsing what you're going to say to someone later. Then you catch yourself and think, wait, am I going crazy? Here's something wild. Talking to yourself isn't just normal. Scientists say it's actually a sign of higher intelligence. Yeah, you heard that right. That internal dialogue you think makes you weird, it's actually your brain operating at a genius level. But there's a catch. There's a right way and a wrong way to do it, and one of them can mess you up. So let's break down the psychology of why you talk to yourself and whether you should be worried or proud. First off, let's get this straight. Everyone talks to themselves. Everyone. The people who say they don't, they're lying or they're not paying attention. Your brain is constantly running commentary. It's just that some people do it out loud and some keep it internal. And honestly, the people who do it out loud might actually be smarter. Hold up. Before you think I'm just making you feel better, let me hit you with some science. Psychologists at the University of Wisconsin found that people who talk to themselves out loud are better at problem solving, have improved focus, and process information faster than people who stay silent. Why? Because when you speak your thoughts out loud, you're activating multiple parts of your brain at once. You're not just thinking, you're hearing yourself think, and that creates a stronger neural connection. It's like the difference between reading something in your head versus reading it out loud. Speaking makes it stick. But here's where it gets really interesting. There are actually different types of self-talk, and some are helping you while others are destroying you. Let me break it down. First, there's instructional self-talk. This is when you're walking yourself through a task. Okay, first I need to send that email, then I'll work on the report, This type is straight up beneficial. Studies show it improves performance, especially when you're learning something new or doing something complex. Athletes do this all the time. Keep your eyes on the ball, bend your knees, follow through. They're literally coaching themselves in real time, and it works. Then there's motivational self-talk, the pep talks. You got this. You can do hard things. Let's go. This type boosts confidence and helps you push through challenges. Research shows people who give themselves positive self-talk before difficult tasks perform significantly better than those who don't. But then there's the third type, negative self-talk. I'm so stupid. Why did I say that? I always mess everything up. I'm such a loser. And this type? This is the one that's absolutely wrecking your mental health. And if you watched our last video about why your brain won't shut up at night, you know exactly when this type gets the worst. Because nighttime, that's when negative self-talk goes into overdrive. When you're lying in bed and your brain starts attacking you with every mistake you've ever made. That's not helpful processing. That's your tired brain being a bully. But during the day, when you catch yourself talking to yourself, that's usually different. That's usually your brain trying to figure things out. Here's what most people don't understand. Your brain thinks in language. Not everyone's does, but most people's brains use words to process reality. So when you talk to yourself, you're literally thinking out loud. You're making your internal process external. And there's something powerful about that. When thoughts stay in your head, they can spiral. They can get tangled. But when you speak them out loud, you have to organize them into sentences. You have to make them coherent, and that forces clarity. This is why talking to yourself can actually solve problems your silent brain can't. Think about it. How many times have you been stuck on something, started explaining it to yourself out loud, and halfway through explaining it, you figured out the answer? That's not coincidence. That's your brain using speech as a tool for understanding. Psychologists call this self-directed speech, and it's a sign of cognitive sophistication. Little kids do it all the time. They narrate what they're doing. I'm building a tower. Now I'm putting the red block on top. They're not crazy. They're learning. They're using language to organize their thoughts and actions. As we get older, most of us internalize this. We stop saying it out loud because society tells us talking to yourself is weird. But some people keep doing it, and research suggests those people might actually be at an advantage. But let's address the elephant in the room. When does talking to yourself become a problem? Because there is a line, and it's important to know where it is. If you're having full conversations with imaginary people, that's different. If you're hearing voices that respond back, that's different. If you're losing touch with reality or can't distinguish your self-talk from external voices, that's when you need professional help. But if you're just narrating your day, working through problems out loud, giving yourself pep talks, or even arguing with yourself about decisions, that's completely normal. That's healthy. That's your brain doing what brains do: processing, learning, figuring things out. So here's another layer. Talking to yourself in second or third person is actually more effective than first person. Instead of "I can do this," try "you can do this," or use your own name. "Sarah, you got this." Sounds weird, right? But studies show it creates psychological distance. It helps you see yourself more objectively. It's like you're coaching yourself instead of just being yourself. And that perspective shift can be powerful. This is especially useful when you're spiraling, which, if you saw our night overthinking video, you know happens to all of us. When your brain is in that anxious loop, talking to yourself in second person can break the pattern. Okay, you're spiraling right now. This isn't real. You're just tired. It's like snapping yourself out of it. Now let's talk about the social aspect. Because yeah, talking to yourself in public can be awkward. People look at you weird, you feel self-conscious, and that's valid. But here's the thing. Most people are too worried about themselves to care what you're doing. And the ones who judge you for it, they probably talk to themselves too. They're just better at hiding it. Plus, there's a difference between muttering to yourself while grocery shopping and having a full-blown argument with yourself on the subway. Context matters, volume matters, but quietly working through your grocery list out loud, nobody cares. And honestly, the benefits of talking to yourself way outweigh the awkwardness. When you verbalize your thoughts, you're doing several things at once. You're organizing information, you're reducing cognitive load, you're improving memory retention, you're regulating emotions, you're literally giving your brain a tool to work better. People who talk to themselves tend to be more self-aware. They understand their own thought processes. They catch themselves when they're being irrational. They can redirect their thinking in real time. And in moments of stress or confusion, self-talk can be grounding. Okay, what do I need to do right now? First this, then that. It brings you back to the present. It cuts through the mental fog. But the most important thing, pay attention to how you're talking to yourself. Because your self-talk patterns shape your reality. If you're constantly telling yourself you're not good enough, your brain starts believing it. If you're always criticizing yourself, you're literally programming yourself for low self-esteem. But if you talk to yourself the way you talk to a good friend, encouraging, understanding, patient, your brain internalizes that too. This is where it connects back to that nighttime overthinking. A lot of that negative spiral comes from harsh self-talk patterns you've built up over time. "I'm such an idiot. Why did I do that?" becomes automatic. And at night, when your rational brain is offline, that voice gets louder. But during the day, when you catch yourself talking to yourself, that's usually different. That's usually your brain trying to figure things out. Here's what you should actually do. First, stop feeling weird about it. Talking to yourself is normal. It's helpful. It's a sign your brain is working properly. Own it. Second, pay attention to your self-talk patterns. Are you being your own coach or your own bully? If you catch yourself being harsh, reframe it. Talk to yourself like you talk to a good friend. Third, use it strategically. When you're problem solving, talk it out loud. When you're learning something, narrate it. When you're stressed, give yourself a pep talk. Make self-talk a tool, not just a habit. Fourth, experiment with second person or third person self-talk. It sounds weird at first, but it works. You're doing great. You can handle this. It creates helpful distance. And fifth, don't worry about what other people think. Most of them are doing the same thing. They're just quieter about it. Because here's the bottom line. Your brain is designed to use language. Whether you keep it internal or say it out loud, you're constantly talking to yourself anyway. The only difference is volume. And the research is clear. People who talk to themselves out loud tend to be better thinkers, better problem solvers, and more self-aware. So that thing you thought made you weird might actually make you smarter. The real question isn't, is it okay to talk to myself? The real question is, am I talking to myself in a way that helps or hurts? Because you have this incredible tool, your own voice, your own thoughts, the ability to coach yourself through life. Don't waste it by using it to tear yourself down. Talk to yourself, give yourself pep talks, work through problems out loud, narrate your day if it helps. Just make sure the voice in your head, whether silent or spoken, is one that builds you up instead of breaking you down. And remember, if your self-talk is keeping you up at night, go back and watch our video on why your brain won't shut up at night. Because that nighttime spiral and your daytime self-talk, they're connected. Fix one and you help fix the other. You're not crazy for talking to yourself. You're human. And your brain is just doing what brains do, processing, learning, figuring things out. So next time you catch yourself having a conversation with yourself, don't freak out. Just make sure you're being a good conversation partner. If this made you feel less weird, share it with someone else who talks to themselves. And subscribe for more psychology that explains the stuff you thought only you did. Now, go talk to yourself. Out loud, on purpose, and make it kind. See you in the next one.